It finally happened. Messari published an extensive report on Cardano. However, at the end of the report, there is something questionable. But overall, this is a very big deal because Messari is a leader when it comes to research and market intelligence. Yet, for some reason, in the past, they ignored Cardano. In Messari's previous top 25 crypto report, they spoke about Uniswap, Tezos, Polkadot, BNB, Avalanche, yet for some reason, they left out Cardano. It doesn't really make sense. And if we look at the original tweet from Messari, it is now deleted. I was trying to put my head around it. Why do they keep leaving out Cardano? And Ryan Selkis, the founder of Messari, gave an answer why.
What about Cardano? You haven't mentioned Cardano. I mean, is it, Cardano is still up there as, the top 10 coins, I think. Is it still in the top 10 coins? It is. It's number 8 in the top 10 coins. Like, what about Cardano?
I haven't spent a whole lot of time studying Cardano. So I know that there's a big enthusiastic Cardano community. I know they're not happy that I didn't cover it at greater length in my report, but I talked about the things that I thought were most important, and they were probably one tier below the other projects that I had referenced and wrote about in terms of broader user, investor, and developer interest.
But still, I don't believe it because Cardano is a top 10 cryptocurrency. How could they leave it out of that report? On top of this, the block published their digital asset outlook for 2023. And the word count, of course, included Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then on top of that, Binance, Dogecoin, Polkadot, Polygon, Solana, FTX, and Cardano, 0. Again, it doesn't make sense. A top 10 cryptocurrency. How are these major news outlets leaving it out? Well, not too long ago, Charles Hoskinson sat down with Ryan Selkis at the Messari mainnet event. And I think we found out our answer why. So let's go ahead and take a look at that clip.
Do you think that VCs overlook the Cardano ecosystem?
Some do, some don't. It just depends on the location. Is it a family office? Is it, certainly A16Z and others are like, Cardano. But the problem is that we didn't.
Why do you think that is?
Because we didn't have any Ponzonomics for them. I mean, let's be honest here. The vast majority of VCs, let's just be honest, the way they approach it is liquidity. So they say, when is the token coming out? Where's the marketplace for the token going to be? Do I get an early distribution? How do I exit that early distribution when the retail people come in? And you've seen numerous layer ones and dApps, we won't name names, where they launch to market at a very high valuation, the insiders dump, they go down, and they walk away with a lot of money. And so there wasn't a lot of Ponzonomics to offer. And
I appreciate you coming on and educating me and filling in the knowledge gaps that I've made so clearly obvious in my annual reports by not giving you enough coverage. But I promise I'm going to write at least 3 sentences this year out of the 160 pages. Is that fair?
That's immeasurably better than 0, right?
Well, at least we had 25 minutes to start. So.
Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate this.
Charles.
Cheers.
Thank you.
So Ryan Selkis did good on his word. Release a report with more than 3 sentences. Now, in terms of VC funding, Cardano does not have the same VC funding as coins such as Solana and BNB. Therefore, it doesn't have the same media connections. In this space, it's pay to play. And the collapse of SBF and FTX really highlighted what's going on. Sam Bankman-Fried, for example, was secretly paying millions of dollars to the block. So at this point, it makes sense why Cardano wasn't mentioned. Sam Bankman-Fried is pro-Solana, anti-Cardano, and it's not a secret. Sam Bankman-Fried was asked if FTX would list Cardano. His response, working on ADA. It's a new blockchain which takes some time to implement, but we'll be there soon. This is an outright lie. My response, wonder how Coinbase and Binance did it. They must be so advanced. It was no secret. Sam Bankman-Fried hated Cardano. Meanwhile, Cardano is not listed on Gemini either, but Charles Hoskinson doesn't care. His reply, we're still not listed on Gemini. Turns out that's probably a good thing because FTX didn't list us either. So Sam Bankman-Fried paid off the block. This is no secret. Likely why Cardano wasn't mentioned, but following the collapse of FTX, we also know that Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX were investors in Messari. So there is a possibility that in the past, there was a bias for Messari to not mention Cardano. But Fast forward to today, and Messari just released an extensive report on Cardano. And it's titled Cardano, Slow and Steady. And this is actually a compliment, pointing out how Cardano stayed true to its methodical, deliberate, and sometimes slow approach to development, prioritizing sustainability over speed. And since its inception, Cardano has not skipped one block, rebooted, or shut down. And some other key insights: Cardano is one of the largest smart contract networks, and following the Alonzo hard fork, smart contract development has increased and produced a variety of new DeFi protocols. And actually, over the last 30 days, Cardano is #1 in developer GitHub activity. And my question is, since Cardano is #1 in developer activity, will the price follow in 2023? Now, I'm not claiming Cardano is the best cryptocurrency or it's going to the moon, but what I am claiming is that it is not a ghost chain. There are people on Cardano building and using the protocol. And this report is very detailed. It starts from the beginning, talking about Cardano beginning in 2015 by Charles Hoskinson and Jeremy Wood. Also very important, Hoskinson and Wood previously worked on Ethereum before starting Cardano. And again, how Cardano is peer-reviewed and they take it slowly as opposed to other blockchains. Cardano has 5 stages to their roadmap. The first stage was Byron, and the second was Shelley, which focused on decentralization. Most blockchains focus on building dApps first and then focusing on decentralization after. Cardano took a different approach and focused on decentralization first, and actually right now, in my opinion, is one of the most decentralized blockchains with over 3,000 staking pools. And also, each staking pool has a saturation limit. When it reaches that limit, the rewards decrease. This forces people to withdraw their Cardano from a saturated pool into a new pool, leading to further decentralization. And the third stage, the most recent stage, Goguen, is smart contracts. And the next stage that Cardano will be focusing on are Basho for scaling and Voltaire for governance. And the report also covers Cardano's consensus mechanism, which is proof of stake, more specifically, delegated proof of stake, meaning that people can delegate their staking rights while earning rewards, while at the same time holding on to their Cardano. This is, again, in my opinion, the best staking model in crypto. I'm not saying Cardano is the best cryptocurrency or that it's going to reach $1 million. But I am saying that Cardano has the best staking model. When it comes to Ethereum, currently you have to lock up your Ethereum, and if you can't stake it solo, you have to give over your actual Ethereum to a third party. And then blockchains such as Polkadot or, for example, Cosmos allow you to stake while holding the crypto in your custody. However, there are lockup periods. Cardano has delegated staking without lockup periods. Again, the best staking model in crypto. The report also covers how Cardano does not use the accounting model that Ethereum uses, where it simply says how much you have in your balance. Instead, it uses UTXO, similar to Bitcoin, where each transaction is accounted for. But more specifically, Cardano uses extended UTXOs. The report also covers Cardano's native tokens. Tokens on Cardano don't need to be deployed via smart contracts. As such, they are not vulnerable to exploits to the same degree as ERC20 or ERC721 tokens and do not require a smart contract execution to be transferred. Additionally, the extended UTXO model allows for multiple tokens of different types to be transferred together in a single transaction, instead of having to send each different type of token in a different new transaction. This is a game changer. The report also covers the tokenomics of Cardano, with the max supply being 45 billion, currently with 35 billion in circulation. And it goes into detail about the initial distribution for Cardano. The initial 31 billion ADA tokens were distributed to ICO participants, about 83%, and Cardano's 3 main entities, about 17%, including IOHK, the Cardano Foundation, and Emergo. The report also covers the total value locked on Cardano DeFi. However, because Cardano took it slow, they are nowhere near the levels of blockchains such as Ethereum. Extensive reviews have caused Cardano to lose out on any potential first mover advantage. And slow growth can also be attributed to Web3 developers having to learn a new programming language, Haskell, and not just forking EVM protocols. And currently on DeFi Llama, we can see that Cardano is number 30 in TVL, with blockchains such as Ethereum, Tron, Binance Smart Chain, Arbitrum, and Polygon leading the way. So Cardano does have some work to do in terms of catching up when it comes to DeFi. The report also covers Cardano NFTs, which average around $6.8 million in monthly volume, far from the industry leader Ethereum with over 150 million in monthly volume. And I am happy to see that Cardano was finally listed on CryptoSlam's blockchain by NFT sales volume. You can see currently it is number 4 right after Immutable X. The report also covers Cardano's multi-chain vision with multiple ways to scale, mainly through layer 2s and sidechains, with a main focus on Hydra, which will help enable faster transaction speeds, increased throughput, and lower transaction costs. And the report concludes, aside from tools, most smart contract developers are used to working with account-based transaction models, not UTXOs. At its worst, this model is another barrier to developer adoption, but at best, it is an opportunity for optimized platform-specific solutions. But despite the barrier for developers entering the Cardano ecosystem, Cardano is still a top 10 cryptocurrency by market cap, has a massive community of dedicated users, and has a particularly large presence on social media. So overall, this is a positive report. However, at the end, it mentions something that has caused people to question this report. It states, this report was commissioned by the Cardano Foundation. All content was produced independently by the author and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of Messari or the organization that requested the report. And the commissioning organization does not influence editorial decision or content. So this article was paid for. I myself don't have a huge problem with it. Why? Because this report was objective. These were facts. This was not an opinion piece. And this is the author, Red Sheehan. Red is a researcher, educator, and developer in the Web3 space. Also, it is very important to note that in this space, a lot of the articles you see on news sites are paid for. So there's nothing wrong with this. When it comes to Cardano, they do not really focus on marketing. So I actually am a fan. I'd like to see more of this. I'd like to see more commission pieces from the Cardano Foundation. But a lot of people are saying that this isn't a real report because it was paid for. But look through this article. Again, I'm going to leave it down below and find me something in this article that is not a fact, but instead is an opinion. And if you do find something of that nature, put it in the comments down below. And hopefully now with SBF out of the picture, we will see more news coverage on Cardano from news outlets such as The Block and Messari.